Hi, so today we're going to talk about breast cancer. More specifically, we're going to talk about the difference between breast cancer and metastatic breast cancer, which are things that I don't know anything about. So we have Charlie here to inform us today. And so what is the difference between breast cancer and metastatic breast cancer?
Okay, so breast cancer is where you have a cancer in the breast. It's called primary breast cancer. Breast cancer can be cured via chemotherapy, surgery, many options. Once all that is done and you are declared cancer-free, that's your breast cancer journey over. You have checks yearly. Metastatic breast cancer is where the breast cancer travels from the breast to either organs or bones, such as liver, lungs, brain. Metastatic breast cancer is exactly the same cancer as breast, so it isn't liver cancer or lung cancer. It's not a different cancer. It is exactly the same as a primary tumour, only those cells have broken off and created tumours within organs and bone. Once that happens, it's incurable, but it is manageable. There is treatments, there is hormone treatments, there is tablets, there is chemotherapy. It is containable and manageable, but it is essentially terminal. So people with metastatic breast cancer, it will kill them. It will, the reason for that person's death will be the tumours cause organ failure in the end, whereas primary breast cancer, people don't die from breast cancer, people die from metastatic breast cancer.
Okay, so and for the benefit of the audience who may not have caught on yet, the kind of cancer that you have is metastatic breast cancer.
Yeah, so my breast cancer is in the liver, so I have metastatic breast cancer with liver mets is what they call it. So I have tumours, breast cancer tumours in my liver.
And you're about halfway through treatment at the moment?
I've had 4 cycles of chemotherapy. I have 2 cycles left, and then I have a lifetime of drugs. So treatment is ongoing forever with me. So primary treatment has an end. My treatment has no end.
Okay. And in terms of kind of how people react to you and talk to you as you are having your treatment and going through treatment, how is that kind of different to how people normally treat you, how people normally talk to you? What's going on with kind of social pressures and stuff like that?
So I suddenly become Wonder Woman. Right. So everybody is very much, the word fight is used. You can fight this, you can battle this. I get a lot of, if anyone can beat this Charlie, you can.
Okay.
Which is high pressure because I physically can't.
Because nobody can beat this.
No.
So you can't go, woo, here's my cake.
It's physically unbeatable. But there is a lot of expectation, I feel, as a person with metastatic breast cancer, to beat it, to overcome something that is physically impossible.
Because that's the language that we use when we talk about illness all the time, is people battling as though you've got kind of an equal chance with the illness, and if you just work hard enough.
But nobody enters a fight that they can't win.
No.
Which I can't win. So I'm not fighting breast cancer, I'm living with it.
Yeah.
I'm also not dying of breast cancer, I'm living with it. But people suddenly sort of feel very awkward around me. And it becomes very much sort of, oh, how are you? Nobody sort of treats me as me anymore. I'm not Charlie, I'm now Cancer Charlie. So I feel like I have to step out of my front door with my cape on and my mask on and be very much, everything is brilliant. I'm absolutely fine, because nobody wants to hear the real answers of emotionally what's going on, or physically what the chemotherapy is doing to my body when I have it.
Yeah.
So when I have to take a deep breath every time I leave the house, not because I don't want to talk about cancer, because it's part of my daily life, I'm happy to talk about it, but actually people don't want to talk about the cancer, but feel that they have to address me because I have cancer, so I have to make them feel better.
They kind of want the positive spin on how it's all
Yes.
going. So not the reality of what you're actually going through with your treatment, but to hear how well you're doing in that fight. It's that
I
kind
feel
of thing.
and I kind of feel like I have to protect other people from it. From the reality of what it is.
Right.
And obviously nobody intends to upset me when I leave the house. Nobody realises that they're putting pressure on somebody with...
Yeah, people are trying to be nice and
absolutely,
encouraging and positive.
Absolutely. But because there is a lack of awareness on the difference between breast cancer and metastatic breast cancer, people don't understand. So lack of knowledge creates awkwardness, and with awkwardness comes words and sentences that foot and mouth disease basically is what happens. And that's not because people are rude, and it's not because people are ignorant, it's because cancer awareness actually doesn't give any information. So which then creates a situation where I then end up feeling like I have to pretend that everything is absolutely fine and I'm in full control of a situation I have no control over.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
I'm glad.